The clatter of plates and the hum of conversation were just background noise to me. Another Tuesday night at the Gilded Spoon. Another endless stream of demanding customers, and another shift blurring into the next. My name's Sarah, and I've been waiting tables here for 5 years. Seen it all, heard it all, or so I thought. Tonight was different though. Mr. Harrison was in. Not just a regular, but the Mr. Harrison. The kind of billionaire CEO you read about in magazines, always impeccably dressed, a quiet intensity about him that made even the most boisterous diners lower their voices when he walked by. He usually came with his girlfriend, a stunning woman named Jessica. They looked like they belonged on a movie poster, all elegant smiles and whispered secrets. But tonight something felt off. Jessica was giggling a little too loudly with a man I didn't recognize, a guy with a slicked-back haircut and a knowing smirk. They were tucked away in a corner booth, thinking they were discreet, but you learn to see things when you spend enough time observing people. Mr. Harrison was at his usual table, engrossed in a financial newspaper, his attention seemingly miles away. My stomach churned. I'd always had a soft spot for Mr. Harrison. He was always polite, a good tipper, and there was a vulnerability in his eyes sometimes, despite all his power. I watched Jessica and the other guy for a while, a knot tightening in my chest. He kept touching her arm, her hand, and she wasn't pulling away. She was leaning in, her laughter echoing a little too brightly. My next stop was Mr. Harrison's table. I refilled his water, my hand trembling slightly. He glanced up, offering a polite, almost distant smile. "Thank you, Sarah," he said, his voice calm. I hesitated. My mind raced. Should I? Could I? It wasn't my place. But watching her, seeing that look on her face, knowing how Mr. Harrison seemed to genuinely care for her, it just felt wrong. My conscience screamed at me. I imagined myself walking away, letting him be in the dark, and a wave of guilt washed over me. "Mr. Harrison," I began, my voice barely a whisper, leaning in slightly so only he could hear. I hope you don't mind me saying this, but I think you should know. Your girlfriend, Jessica, she's with someone else in the corner booth." His eyes, usually so sharp and focused, clouded over. He looked towards the corner, his gaze lingering for a moment. I saw it, the realization, the hurt, slowly dawning in his expression. It was like watching a dam break, just a tiny crack at first, then the pressure building. He didn't say anything, just a slow nod, his jaw tightening almost imperceptibly. He looked back at me, and in his eyes, there was a flash of something I couldn't quite name. Gratitude, shock, betrayal. "Thank you, Sarah," he said again, his voice lower this time, a hint of something raw beneath the surface. He stood up slowly, walked to the corner booth, and I watched him speak to Jessica. I couldn't hear their words, but I saw her face go pale, her eyes darting between him and the other man. The laughter died. The smirk vanished. The rest of the night was a blur. Mr. Harrison left shortly after, alone. Jessica and the other man followed, looking flustered and angry. I tried to focus on my tables, but my mind kept replaying the scene. Had I done the right thing? Had I overstepped? I felt a mix of relief and a heavy burden. The next day I came in from my shift, still a little on edge. The restaurant was quieter than usual for a Wednesday lunch. As I was setting up, the manager, Mr. Henderson, called me into his office. My heart sank. This was it, I thought. I was going to be fired for interfering. I walked in, my hands clammy. Mr. Henderson was sitting at his desk, a small, knowing smile on his face. "Sarah," he began, "I just had a very interesting call from Mr. Harrison." I braced myself. "He asked me to give you this." Mr. Henderson pushed a sleek, black card across the desk. It wasn't a credit card, not exactly. It was a black card, the kind you hear about, the kind reserved for people with unlimited access. Attached was a small note. My hands trembled as I picked it up. The note was brief, written in elegant script. "For your honesty, Sarah. This is just the beginning. RH." I stared at the card, then at Mr. Henderson. What is this?" I whispered, my voice thick with disbelief. "It's a black card, Sarah," he said, his smile widening. "Mr. Harrison was very impressed with your integrity. He wants you to have this, and he said to tell you to expect a more formal offer soon. He believes you deserve more than waiting tables." My eyes welled up. It wasn't just the card. It was the recognition. It was knowing that speaking my truth, even when it was difficult, had been seen. It was the feeling that someone important, someone I respected, saw something valuable in me that went beyond serving appetizers and refilling drinks. I left Mr. Henderson's office, the black card clutched in my hand, my mind reeling. The clatter of plates still sounded. The hum of conversation continued, but now it felt different. It felt like the beginning of something new, something I never dared to dream of. All because of a whispered truth on a Tuesday night. And in that moment, amongst the scent of garlic and spilled wine, I felt a deep, genuine sense of hope bloom in my chest, a feeling I hadn't truly known in years.